Hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. My goodness, this is my third try. Today, let's pray our fingers. Our battery will last as long as possible, okay? And until the finish of this live video. We're now live inside of our Facebook group, Abundant Entrepreneurs. Today is our episode 220, Momentum Monday. Let's start the success begins here today, okay? Let's unlock the number one quality of great entrepreneurs. And today, by the way, today is a special day as well. It's the Mid-Autumn Festival. Let me first celebrate and wish everybody happy. This is like a traditional, I'm a Chinese, by the way, it's a traditional holiday or festival for us. And I know quite some countries from Eastern world, right? They are also celebrating for this day. It's like tonight, we're looking forward to like a full moon, beautiful full big moon, and we will like a family will gather together, we'll eat good meal, and we'll taste the like moon cakes and have a great tradition and sharing together. This is a beautiful tradition, has already passed thousands of years. So definitely wish everybody, even though you're not from this kind of background, but still like wish you will look up to the moon, find the moon, and let's have the time to either like our past relatives, our loved ones, and also like try to gather with the people we still miss, and we can call, we can connect with them. So this is definitely a bonding time, okay, a unity time. All right, so let's get back to our topic today. Success starts today, starts here. And I'm first wondering, how would you like to define success? Many people, like the society standards, right? And they measure people, like for example, the richest people in this world, they measure the assets and how much wealth they have, right? Like number one, two, three, and all that kind of a comparison. And also some people will measure success by impact, like how many people you impacted and how big scale your business is, and how many, like say, how many like your empire expanded to how many countries, and how many employees you hire, and how much revenue you earn, right? That's like a society's standards. I'm curious about what's your measurement about success, and what's the true success you would define. Feel free to comment under video, okay? Let's have an interaction. That will be quite interesting. And also, I'm curious, what kind of people you really think are successful in this world, you truly admire. Okay, some of you, I guess, maybe admire, or other people are rich, or other people have that impact, or have that kind of influence, or some people are like healthy, beautiful, all this kind of different like criteria is totally fine, right? Everyone could have your own different definition of success. I'm just curious, I want to know what's your definition of success, and who like those people who are still maybe alive, or some maybe already passed away, you think are truly successful people that you truly admire, and you may want like someday you own that kind of the qualities they have, okay? And now talking about the qualities of great entrepreneurs. Many people would say, and by the way, interesting, this past during the past like weekend, we had a big alumni like convention, annual convention. We talked about this, some great speakers that talked about this topic, about what the great qualities of entrepreneur. And I now would like to further that topic, because that caused me some further inspiration and deep seek and deep deep seeking and deep reflection. So, and also did some research and to further define what kind of people I would define as successful, and what kind of qualities among all these kind of qualities people are talking about. For example, they said entrepreneurs should be optimistic, right? Because entrepreneurs have so many ups and downs. You need to be optimistic to see the future and to not give up easily, right? And many other people would say like entrepreneurs should have a very clear goals. So they will be, especially for those high achievers, right? Then they have a clear goals, so they could take actions to accomplish it. And many other people would say good entrepreneurs are like action takers, right? They need to take action. Oh, okay, a big wind now. Let me close the door. Okay, so, and they would say the entrepreneurs should be take actions, right? So like implementation is everything. And then further, and some other people would say entrepreneurs should let's say they should never give up, right? They would have that gut, or like dare to stand up again and again, and even in the failures they can still like stand up again to fight again, right? So And other people would say entrepreneurs are lifelong learners and they learn quick, and would say entrepreneurs should catch the opportunities quick, and especially great opportunities, like Warren Buffett would say, like throughout your life you may have only a few great opportunities that if you really catch it, right, that will make your life totally different from poverty to super healthy. So all the different people could have different criteria about like the success and also the qualities and great entrepreneurs should own. So I did quite some like deep reflection about my like through my 16 years of entrepreneurship and also abundance coaching. I've been focusing on coaching entrepreneurs and leadership. So witnessed, I followed, learned and followed from dozens of great leaders and super successful, mega successful entrepreneurs in this world and mentors, right? And also I practice and I coached many, hundreds of entrepreneurs and thousands of people in my community as well. So I witnessed so many like entrepreneurs, and I reflect number one, always this kind of a number one quality stand out. I found this is super rare, very precious quality among only you can find from those great entrepreneurs and super successful ones. This one, I would say like maybe you find one from hundreds if you can find that, right? And there are so many, like we have millions of entrepreneurs, but this quality, I would say, I would always rate it as the number one, the most precious one. That is, get ready, okay, that is the faith, the belief, okay, that kind of a faith and a belief in the purpose and the mission we have. This is very rare because majority entrepreneurs, majority I would say, like they pursue, yes, most of, I would say majority of entrepreneurs have the good heart, right? They would like to do entrepreneurship. They want to help other people, because for example, I interviewed so many entrepreneurs. They all want to help other people. I feel touched for that, because that's like a common goodness in our human beings, right? They want to be valuable. They want to help other people, and different people could define different ways, right? But eventually, many, I would say many entrepreneurs eventually will be guided by, let's say, benefits, profits, returns, revenues. Yes, for business to survive, yes, we need to pay attention to those bottom lines, to this like a higher target is like get profitable, so the business could be sustainable. Yes, that's super important as well, right, for business to sustain. But then many entrepreneurs will get lost in that kind of a game, and in that kind of business games, and to pursue and many, like I would say, lower level of entrepreneurs would focus on pursuing more profit, more benefits, and more how they can gain from this game of entrepreneurship, right? They want to earn more, and then they lose the initial vision or initial motivation. But only the great ones, this kind of number one quality will sustain, and not just sustain, will thrive, will really thrive, and will be amplified through the journey of entrepreneurship. And no matter like ups and downs, no matter like success or like failures or temporary like blocks and temporary like hurdles, they always look forward to that ultimate vision, ultimate mission and purpose they are called for. So I want to share a few examples. For example, the people I truly admire, I truly think they are successful, right? They may not necessarily in the financial area, like not necessary to be successful. For example, Dr. Zheng Goodall, she is famous for her like a groundbreaking research and findings, right? About her research, she devoted her whole life, dozens of years, to do the research on chimpanzees, right? In Tanzania, I think it's Tanzania, in a small country, and in Africa, in a national park, right? She devoted her whole, almost like really whole life. And initially, she was just motivated by a curiosity. She loves like animals, right? And she wanted to do more research on them. And eventually, she focused on chimpanzee, this kind of primates, right? And what's their similarity? What's their emotions, their social structures, all this kind. She then gets so fascinated into it, and she devoted her whole life. It's not just for scientific research. Through that, her ultimate purpose in her own way, it's really find out the similarity and actually to unite, right, the similarity between humans and other lives in this world. She wants to protect this world. She, in her eyes, right, she wants to find what's the connection among these different lives. How could we protect them? How to understand? First is like understand them, the other lives, right? And so we can protect them, and also unify this kind of a world. So that's her like a mission. She, in her own way, she would say that she's inspire people to make the world a better place for all living beings. And she has that empathy and love and compassion extended, not beyond the human society and to the animals world, right? She chose the sympathy, but she has the love for all different lives and different animals. So she built up a great example. Her motivation is totally not for profit, not for any kind of a financial or like how to say the assets kind of the measurement, right? Her passion and mission is really inspire other people to have that empathy and that connection with other people, other lives. So she helped this world really become a better place, right? Now through her great research and through her whole life, she has now just passed away, but that kind of impact is really, it's really like a long time. I would say it could be like, it's really like you cannot measure even with time, right? She really breaks through that kind of like a beginning of bridging animals and human beings, like to that kind of extreme level. And she called people that kind of empathy, compassion to this whole world. And thank God, I think like now we have so many wars, right, in this world. If people can really look at her as a role model, even she can has that kind of a deep love for animals. How couldn't we not have that kind of love to other human beings, right? Even though there are different races, different countries, and different cultures, right? So really take Dr. Jane Goodall as the greatest, one of the greatest example, right? And Mother Teresa, and she's more caring for like for example, Indians, human beings, but that kind of love is really like is a human level of love, but it also has a love for all the creatures, right? That kind of a deep level of broad, unconditional love. And then I would talk about one of my mentors, greatest mentors, like Tony Robbins. His life journey is like from a janitor, right? He did not really go through the whole like formal education or till the higher education. His family was so poor, a single mom, like all this kind of a conflicts of family relationships. His mom even chased, I always use that metaphor to teach my kids, even whenever they are not appreciate me. I said, oh my God, remember Tony Robbins' mother chased him with a knife, chase him away from the home, want to kill, almost like it's not really kill him, but it's really like threaten him, right? That kind of angry mom. And I said, well, you guys should really appreciate now you have all this kind of the unconditional devotion for you, right? But so many people, young, especially young people now, they do not really appreciate how their parents and elders, like other generations, are really devoting them, right? Devoting the love and contributing to them. So like Tony Robbins, grown up from that kind of a environment, and he grew up now like self-developed him into not just like a billionaire, but it's really developed himself into one of the greatest mentors, if not the greatest one, right? He's even a teacher of Oprah Winfrey, right? I will talk about Oprah Winfrey in a minute. But Tony Robbins is also my mentor. I graduated from his Coach Academy, and his teaching is really like empower people and transform their lives. And also like he said, change your state will change your reality, right? He's like his metaphor is like his like the motto is to live is to give, right? His living is living a passionate life. I still have his hat with the cap, right, with the logo there, like living in passion. So he's a great example of his words. And I'm always inspired by his passion, and also his that kind of mission fueled life. Every step. Now he's already like over 60, right? And he has the baby daughter. But his whole life is really like is a expression of his belief. his faith and his purpose. His call, like I'm so grateful that like really like his God, his creator really helped him to find his call so that he could empower millions of lives, including mine, including many others. By the way, my battery is reminding is low. Like, let's cross our fingers, right? This important message can get to you, even when the laptop battery is low. But my mission here, my purpose here, my call here is strong enough. Okay, so I hope you get this message today. Super important. That's why at the beginning I was quite a little bit nervous. I almost like failed first 2 times and tried the third time. This is almost my the very first time that I need to try a few times. Normally I just get one time, that's it. My live video always successful, but this time I tried the third time. And because it's a great thinking and great inspirations behind this. Tony Robbins, in his words, he said, my mission is to help people create a life they deserve and to awaken the giant within. He has a book, even almost his first book is called the Awaken the Giant Within, right? He's doing the live events, like Unleash the Power Within. That's famous and been dozens of years. Every year has quite a few kind of live events. He's been doing that over 45 years. It's amazing. Okay, so he said, I remember from his coachings really help people to change their state, so that they could change when they change a state from their mindset to the physiology and to their language, so that this his triangle, right? He can change people's eventually their reality, change their generational stories. Okay, so that's Tony Robbins. And then I was thinking about like Dalai Lama, right? He has barely has any kind of assets. So if you measure money, he's definitely not a successful entrepreneur, but in another meaning, he's a super successful entrepreneur because he's running on his own mission and his call. His purpose is like awakening people's consciousness, right? It's like to promote global kindness, compassion. His very famous message on compassion, the peace, world peace. Gosh, I really hope he can do more this kind of like a spreading promotion messages to those world leaders, right? Because we have so many wars now. This world desperately need his message to promote the peace, compassion among different mindset, different philosophies, different religions, right? Different kind of races, different cultures, different beliefs. We all need that kind of compassion and kindness to each other. If we have that, think about this, the world will have the peace, and how many lives could be saved, how many countries economics could be saved, right? And how many entrepreneurs could get their opportunities to really do what they love to do. And I could not imagine that kind of impact, right? That kind of impact sounds like very basic, but if that kind of a message could be spread, kept and remembered by all the people, and how many lives, really lives, and the prosperity of this whole world could be saved. My goodness. Yeah, every country is talking about their GDP. Even one kindness and compassion, if spread that to impact more peoples, that can really impact our GDP and numbers as well, right? Talking about, do not just talk about the fundamental numbers, but talk about those high level of consciousness that can help our economics to work better. By the way, my son is learning economics in a university. I know so many students are like, this is a popular major. He's also learning like data science and like popular majors. But if you do not have this fundamental consciousness, the compassion, the peace, right? The economics is just theories. It's very hard to realize if the two countries are fighting, they are having war, they are wasting the money, the prosperity, and the people's labors into the the weapons, into all these kind of nuclear weapons or like different missile weapons, wasted so much money and humans' lives on that. How could you talk about? No matter how great the economics theories, right, financial theories, could not work. All right, yeah. So that's totally like go to a deeper stories. I hope more. That's why today I hope more and more people get these fundamental messages. This will change your lives and your family's lives, and also change many other people's lives, because you can unlock the number one quality. If you can unlock that, if today's this message can inspire, let's say inspire one person's inspiration, them, their vision, and unlock their potential, their best quality from their life. And I think that will eventually impact the people around you and impact more people through your life journey. I will feel the day I'm blessed and you are blessed as well. Okay, I'm so grateful every time before I begin my message. I always pray, God, let this message reach at least one soul and open one person's eyes, and really pump one person's heart and soul so that they can have this kind of inspiration and energy and fuel to impact other people. I will feel my purpose here is fulfilled today. Okay, so and hopefully this message can reach more people in the rest of my life, right? As long as I'm still breathing, I could spread this message to other people. So, and other examples, for example, Oprah Winfrey, like I mentioned, she's almost like the top role model of women, right? Because so many women are still struggling with their social state, and I know in many countries, and women still like fighting for their equal rights and for their rights to speak up, right? And for their rights even to live like basic levels of conditions as other men, right? So I know it's not easy for many women. And for me, even though like come from China, and now China is like modern countries, right? Like it's a very like a developing country still, but like in its many areas, it's leading in this world. But still, I feel like that kind of traditional limitations, I'm still fighting with it. Like women need to stay at home to do almost like all the chores, like house chores. Women should only take like women, right? Take care of the kids and take care of the kids that they're living, like their education, their kids, like all these kind of things, right? Like extra curriculums, almost like a majority burdens on the family. I would not say burden, but it's really like duties on women, right? I feel honored to take all those duties, but sometimes I also feel like it's unfair for like women's, right? Like men entrepreneurs, they do not need like how to say successful men. Normally they have a great women, even like women who are like housewives are fully supporting their husband to be successful. But as women's, we have to be entrepreneur at home, fully support the family, our children, and hold everything together. And at the same time, outside we fight, and we also like try to be entrepreneurs, right? To seek the success defined in our own terms, not just like in the societies. And I also remember when I was working in the Fortune 100 company, working in the corporate world, right? And we need a commute, and I was carrying my babies, and after let's say round trips, the 2 hours. So I went to the downtown Manhattan, by the Wall Street, and to work for the big companies. But I still feel that kind of unspoken, like say, discrimination and bias that, oh, you're pregnant now, your performance or your productivity must be lower. But I remember during that time, during my pregnancy, I was having the phone calls and doing the projects overseas and monitoring over 80 countries' performance and doing the like a strategic financial and performance report to the VP or president. And they are men, and majority are higher management, they are men, right? They have that unspoken, I feel that bias to women, like you are carrying the babies and you are like sounds like you're lower workers, right? Even though I was at a director level, I feel that kind of a unspoken discrimination. And eventually, guess what? After I returned from my maternity leave, and during that time financial crisis, right, I was among the list getting to let go, to be laid off. The unspoken reason, yeah, financial crisis. It's like, okay, that's like an obvious reason, but really I feel like unspoken reason is because I just given birth to a baby, and I just returned from my 3 months. I remember 3 months of maternity leave. I'm more like not like so useful as other people in their eyes, right? Even though I was full of passion and full of capabilities and like EQ, IQ, everything, I thought I'm fully qualified to do my job, but they still let me go, right? So women have to suffer unspoken the society's discrimination and bias, and we were put into disadvantages positions to have the equal rights, to have the success opportunities. So that's why especially admire women leaders and women successful ones like Oprah Winfrey. And she's a Black woman, and consider that, and she had even worse discrimination in the American society, right? And but through that, but she went through all this kind of difficulties, and even like early rapes and the early like the family poverty, all these kind of disadvantages, she still stood out as like a media icon. For that, I salute to her. And so many unseen, unspoken sufferings and pains and strugglings and efforts, right? And she stands out. Stands out as almost a number one representative for women in a like American society. If we do not talk about the politics, I know like Hillary, right, and Miss Hillary, and let's say quite some like political leaders, but stunning, right? And but when Oprah Winfrey, I especially admire her because her consciousness, because her heart. That's like many other leaders, even top women leaders, maybe not comparable, but I still salute to them because they were all called into different paths of their life and through different like ways, right, to serve the public, to serve other people. I salute to all of them because of their efforts, because of their courage, because of their the journey they went through, the inspirations they brought to the world. So, and Oprah Winfrey, even though she's I'm not sure if she moved to other countries, because now the administration, she's totally not cannot stand with it, because her big heart, right? And her, in her words, I would say, let me find her words. She said, my mission in life is not merely to survive, because that's her original state, right? It's like many people, like especially Black people, right, in her situations are just surviving. She said, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. And she's quite humble, actually. It's not just some passion, some compassion, some humor, or some style. She's full of style. She's full of humor. She's a great storyteller, right? She interviewed so many successful people and interesting people. And she's the best, really the best interviewer. And she's her not just some passion or passion or compassion. She's full of compassion, and I read her books, full of soul, full of compassion and soul inspiration. And her mission is to raise human consciousness, to live with authenticity and intention. She inspires so many women, so many, especially young women, right, and minority women, to transform their lives and into greater ones, and to appreciate their bodies as well, because she has been struggling with her body, with her weight through her lives, and she has been inspiring other people to face it, to show their vulnerability, and to still like to show up with their authenticity, their true self, even though it's imperfect, it will never be perfect, right? She encourages so many women. So this woman, I think she deserves our love as well, right? To support her through her own struggling and her vulnerability and journey, fighting with her weight and image crisis as well, right? So I feel like she showed that like nobody is perfect, and we need to be true to ourselves and to other people. I love that, the connections she created, the community she created, fantastic, right? So now I would talk about I talked all. This is just a few examples, right? Just a few examples of my great mentors and role models. And now I would talk about myself, about my journey. Initially 16 years ago, like I mentioned, right, I was laid off from the corporate, from Fortune 100 company. Now I felt like disappointed with them. I said, okay, it's not just because of the financial crisis. I just feel like that glass ceiling, that kind of a buyers, that kind of a limited opportunities for women, and especially minority women, right? I came from China, immigrated from China, and I went into this company, and I felt that kind of limitations to me. I still appreciate them, gave me that opportunity to start from their director level, but that's almost like most I could go. I could not go to the next level, right? So especially after I gave a birth to children and become a mom, have my family, I feel like they will feel like your value decreased, right? So even when I was only at 35, your value as a woman, they think it's like at a peak already. My God, now I'm already over 50, 52 years old. I've already been doing entrepreneurship and leadership coaching for 16 years. And this is not my end yet, okay? I feel like my passion, my energy, my IQ, my EQ, everything is still evolving. It's still growing, but 10 times, dozens of times more than when I was 35. How dare they think our value already reached that peak, right? So definitely that's why I said goodbye to corporate world. I want to pursue my own fulfillment, not defined by anyone else, not defined by the company, defined by any like management above you, but purely defined by me and my creator. Okay, that's the covenant. I would say this is the sacred covenant between me and my creator. So that's why I would encourage you, my dear friends, who are already entrepreneurs, who all some of you are thinking about, want to become, but they're not, but still like think about, you have this and that considerations and this and that blocks, and have fears, right? Here I want to encourage you to take that courage, to take that leap, and to be true to yourself. Face your heart and even your soul, to challenge yourself, to ask this question: why I'm here, what I'm called for, what's the purpose of my life, what's the meaning of my life. And imagine I still have a dozens of years I can live, or even just one day to live on this earth. What I'm called to fulfill, what kind of difference I can make, right? So for me, after that, I got into, after I said goodbye to corporate world with that determination, because I want to devote my life to the things I feel like it's fulfilling, and also devote my life to my family. I do not want to split myself between corporate and my family. And thank God I did that decision. I did that decision when my son was just around 2 years old, my daughter was just a few months. I made that great decision, even without saying any kind of like a future, with all this uncertainty, right? But I had that gut to make that decision. And it turned out that's the best decision I made for my own life and for my family. So since then, I could have my own, all this kind of exploration journey as an entrepreneur and as a coach, and also at the same time as a mom, to be there for my kids, for my family, to witness every step of their growth. And I think that's the best gift God gave to me, and also give this gift through me to other people. And I feel like so honored to carry this purpose, to carry this mission, for me to really transform and to empower the transformation. Okay, to transform, to create abundant entrepreneurs and life changers, to help you unleash your purpose, your vision, your mission, your passion, and your gifts, and to empower you to stand out as confident experts and thought leaders in this market, and to do your impact, right? To stand out and impact, and to do what you love to do. So today is like a beginning work. Okay, this is like beginning work, is listen to the voice, listen to your heart, listen to your soul, what you are called for. Okay, this kind of inner work, I would encourage especially young people, and even like older people. And some people, I like my clients and my community people, some people are much older than me, but I would still encourage you, because many times when we get into the life's business, right, we sometimes lost that kind of a sensitivity to listen to that inner voice, and to listen to fine tune that kind of channel, right, like a radio channel, to really listen to the creators, the universal intelligence. No matter what's your faith, what's your religion, or what's your belief, right? Listen to the universal intelligence is telling you what is your life's purpose. It's like a whisper. Many times it's really like a whisper. It's only when you are by yourself, and when you are purely, sometimes you may feel lonely. Many times, actually, I would admit, many times I feel lonely. The bigger vision, the bigger call you have, the more loneliness you will feel in this world, even in the crowd, even in like a very celebration, like I say, today's celebration, and time from time it will feel lonely, because that call, that vision, that purpose is so big, it's so huge. Sometimes I even have the doubt to myself, and God, why do you give me such a big call? Because I feel like I'm still limited in my human capabilities. I could not fulfill that. Please, you need to give me that kind of extra power. And But through this journey, even though so many times of self-doubting, so many times of failures, so many times of like falling down, right? But this little voice will never let you go. Thank God. Come on. He's never letting you go. Okay, this voice, if you really pay attention, if you really like a true authentic self, connect with your heart, with your soul, you will always hear that voice. And time from time, it will become clearer. Sometimes it may be vague. Sometimes maybe wake. Sometimes it's so unclear, it's like a fog, right? Sometimes you feel like you're in the clouds. But if you would like to fine-tune your channel, to listen to it, to pay attention to it, to listen to that voice, that little voice, to connect with it. That's why I've been doing abundance coaching, abundance meditation. I shared this before, right? Morning and evening time, always. For the past 16 years, I would say especially through the past 10 years, especially after my life's darkest time. The darkest time, I tried suicide. I failed in my loving relationship, the personal, intimate relationship. I failed it. I felt like my world is taken. I feel like from heaven to the hell. And I tried suicide. And during that darkest time, for quite a few years, I feel like I could not work out. I could not continue. But that voice, that little light, never let me go. And eventually saved me from the desperation, from the ashes. I always feel like that kind of a phoenix, right? Going through the fire, through the ashes, and resurrect. I really have that feeling. My whole body, even from physically, not just spiritually, not just like mentally, not just emotionally. I really feel like physically, I was resurrected from all the ashes. I could barely find it, right? I totally lost my spirit, totally lost my mind, mental, totally lost the consciousness even of my body. During that time, piece by piece, I was rebuilt up into a new person. And from my initial call to do the happiness coaching, and when I was most painful, could not find even a little bit of happiness, God, my creator, or you can call the universal intelligence, rebuild me from all the ashes and build me into the abundant person, a whole person, the person who does not depend on any other one, who does not depend on any other conditions. And I found my full joy, complete joy. It's not like overnight, okay? It's not really like overnight. Step by step, little by little, very hard, super hard, beyond discrimination, beyond the words, but that a few years. And so now I'm still in that kind of a process. I'm become a better form of myself. This life, the truly mint life for me. So that's why now I get into through the past 10 years, I get into abundance coaching, abundance entrepreneurship and leadership coaching, and to not just transformed my life, my own life, also transformed my family's life, even though it's still broken, but it's a whole. The broken in just a physical form. Like I'm like a single mom with 2 kids, right? I've been like a full parents for them and be there for them all the time through ups and downs. But in the spiritual and mental and also emotional level, it's a complete family. Me and with my kids, 2 kids. And we are complete with the guidance, with the purpose, with the mission that I'm here to support my family, to support my kids, and emotionally and mentally and spiritually. But at the same time, also I'm here to support other entrepreneurs, to support that transformation, to see you where you are now, and but also see your future, see your vision, see the vision you have not seen, see the vision you maybe have not heard the voice to unfold for you. And that, I thank God for that. It's not just a 6th or 7th sense to me that I could see other people's vision. I have that kind of a sensibility, and that kind of spirituality can look beyond people, even for people who do not have that have not opened their spirituality yet. So, but today's message is not just about your spirit, not just about your heart, not just about your mindset, right? Like a strong will kind of a thing, or like goals or implementation. Yes, that's all important. We teach all that in our coaching. We have all that practical part. But I think everything, the most number one quality of entrepreneurship, starts with your faith, with your belief, the faith and belief in your purpose, in your life's meaning, in the why, a clarity of your why. That's the number one quality and also number one step I would encourage every entrepreneur. And also you would see that's the original step, no matter how far you've already gone. We have so many like successful entrepreneurs or successful business owners, right? In measurement of their wealth or their impact, looks like a huge or super successful already. But I would already encourage everybody, no matter how far you've already gone, right? Go back to that original point. What's your purpose here? What's your belief? What's your fundamental belief and faith? What's your life's mission? What's the biggest meaning you are carrying on? Okay, always get to back to this one, because this is the number one quality differentiates you from just good. This is what differentiates greatness and just goodness. Okay, this is differentiates how much more you can go, and how deep you can go, and how much further impact, the true impact, not on the surface of impact, but a truly deep soul level and heart level of impact you can make, and the values you can really bring to this world, the peace and compassion, the really truly abundance you can bring to this world. And in my abundance world, right, I defined five wealth. From the love wealth, that's always start from the heart, the love wealth, and your health wealth, your time wealth, your finance wealth, and then your impact wealth, all at different, different aspects, but they are connected together to combine as abundance. The abundance your life is called to fulfill, the abundance that you fulfill, and then you can impact other people to own as well. And that's the abundance today I want to talk about. But the number one is really your core. Everyone has your different core, right? To me, abundance is the essence word. But how about you? What's the essence word for you? What's the essence value for you? What's the core value? If you sometimes we lead our entrepreneurs do that exercise, right? Your values, your purpose, your mission clarification. This we go 11 steps that that kind of depths to help you clarify your purpose, your passion. And from there, then we go to practical, we go to strategical, we clarify goals, we set up milestones, and we put out our action plans, and we set up strategies, what kind of strategies and what kind of method we use, right, to clarify our niche and our brand, our offer, our content, our system, our community, and our like energy driven, right? So all this kind of like a framework is the later part. Today I just want to fully focus on the number one quality you want to cultivate. You want like a mirror, you want to wipe it clean to see it clearly of yourself, to go deep inside of yourself, to go into your soul, go into your heart, to go into your mind, right? And to find what's the true purpose and your mission that you have the deep faith and belief in, and that you can carry on throughout your life, throughout your entrepreneurship journey. This is definitely a journey, not a destiny, okay? So throughout this, you personally become a great person, and at the same time, you can transform many other people's lives as well. Okay, so that's today's message, and I would encourage you, every one of you, do your inner work and hear that voice and connect with it. If you need a professional coaching help, contact with me. And we have, by the way, we have the like master class. I've already opened that for free for our community, and you can through our YouTube or through our community, through our Facebook community, for any social media. If you saw this video, I would encourage you to do the interaction, have the talk where I talk, right? Do the exercise, comment under the video, let us know how your mind, your soul, your heart is evolving, and watch the master class. We're open up for free, and also you have the complimentary consultation session for the abundance breakthrough. Okay, so we are here to fully support you and serve you and to empower you become the entrepreneur, the great entrepreneur and the leader you are called to be. All right, we'll see you soon. Okay, take good care, and happy Mid-Autumn Festival. Everyone, enjoy tonight, enjoy today's momentum, and for the rest of your life as a great one as well. See you soon. Bye-bye.